I don't support the USA soccer team wearing LGBTQ friendly rainbow colored numbers for their friendlies this June for the men's and women's teams. And I'll tell you why. I know there are some LGBTQ friendly players, like Michael Bradley wore something rainbow colored, I think, last year. And Megan Rapinoe has said that she's a lesbian. And, there are those that do support that agenda within the USA soccer team. I would say individually, if they want to come up with a creative way to show that they ally with that community, then that's their prerogative. However, to force everyone on the team into it, I think is a little bit politically correct. What if there are people that are not LGBTQ friendly on the U.S. soccer teams? They might be friendly to people of that community. Maybe I should have chosen my words a little bit better there. What if they're not pro LGBTQ lifestyle? What if what if they're from a church that really doesn't view it the same way as another church does? Or what if, there's all these kinds of possibilities. And that's why I think that athletes like Michael Bradley and Megan Rapinoe, their way that they can show that they approve of that is, I don't know if Stephen Curry has shoes, if Michael Bradley makes a shoe, maybe they can make rainbow style shoes. Or maybe Michael Bradley and Megan Rapinoe and other LGBTQ friendly athletes can take to social media and talk about that. But to force someone that doesn't want to wear rainbow colored numbers for Pride Month to do that, I think is a little crazy. Yeah. I just don't support it. I understand they are trying to outreach to that segment of the population. I know there are lots of LGBTQ folks in the United States. So I understand what they're trying to do, but to make everyone do it, I think is, something they should not be doing. If I were an LGBTQ, pro LGBTQ lifestyle athlete, what I would do is I would take to my social media channels, I would take to my blogs, I would take to the events that I go to, and I would let them know that. Let the LGBTQ community know that. But to make an entire organization do that is crazy. That would kind of be like if, now this would probably never happen, but what if, last year Colin Kaepernick wouldn't stand for the Star Spangled Banner? So what happens if an owner or a GM forces people to kneel for the national anthem? Maybe that's okay with 5 people on the team, but what if the other 10 don't want to do that? What if the other 10 love the beloved song that Francis Scott Key wrote and want to honor America? But what if the owner says, oh, well, you can't do that, and threatens punishment if they don't? Are any of the USA soccer team members getting clearance that if they don't want to wear rainbow-colored USA team numbers, they don't have to? Maybe they're choosing not to protest. I don't know. If I played, I probably would not be for the rainbow numbers. I might talk to the GM or the owner or the commissioner of the USA soccer team and say, hey, I really don't want to wear these. I think if certain people from USA Soccer want to be LGBTQ friendly, then obviously there's no way to condemn that. But I think that what you've got to do is not force everyone to do it. If the top guy or top lady in USA Soccer wants to be LGBTQ friendly, then more power to them. They can join with the athletes in the soccer program that want to do it, but instead of just saying U.S. soccer is automatically this way, I think what needs to be said is there are definitely people within the USA soccer community that do support LGBTQ kind of things, or kinds of things, but then there's maybe those that don't. And I think they should say that, yeah, we're not going to turn down a gay man or a lesbian woman or transgender, whatever pronouns they go by. We're not going to turn them down for wanting to play in USA Soccer. If your skill set is good enough, you can be on the team. I think they need to say that they accept people of those categories. But I think to force everyone to wear rainbow numbers is a little bit harsh. I think that if, maybe the best thing somebody can do if they're not pro LGBTQ is, I guess they have to wear the numbers, I guess, now, because USA Soccer's kind of just slamming them into that corner. But I think they should say they're of a Christian denomination that believes it's a sin, then they should say that. And I think that people need to have freedom on both sides. People should have the freedom to say, I think it's a sin, which I do. Personally, me, we're all sinners. I've sinned. All you who have listened to this have sinned and everything. But I think they should be able to say that they think it's a sin. And I think those that do support LGBTQ kind of things should be able to say that as well. Why not make it a world where, maybe the common love is soccer. Maybe they don't believe the same things about relationship and love, but make it where soccer is the common thread. U.S. Soccer probably thinks they're hitting a home run by supporting LGBTQ rights. And with the LGBTQ community, you probably are hitting a home run, U.S. Soccer, but with others, you absolutely will not be, So I think that sports teams need to think long and hard before committing as teams to do this. Maybe those that really want to support the LGBTQ movement can order rainbow patches for their uniforms. And that way, say a gay male or a lesbian female or a transgender person is watching, maybe there can be a specific color code, and there probably is. I don't know enough about the communities so that you would know. Like, say you're watching a guy named John Doe play soccer, and he has like a green stripe on his shirt, you know that he supports gay rights. Maybe if he supports everything, it's a rainbow. Maybe if Jane Doe supports lesbianism, then they can have like an orange stripe. Maybe, I don't know what their transgender color of choice would be. Maybe it's like, navy or like turquoise, or I don't know what it would be. Just randomly throwing out colors here. So how about we give individuals freedom to do that? Like, not necessarily things like not stand for the national anthem, because I think everybody should stand for that. I think everybody should at least show respect for America, even if you don't like us. But I think that individuals should have the option in terms of team uniforms to do as they please. Obviously, you want them looking similar. That's why I'm saying little patches that, yeah, you'd notice, but it'd be the same kit. I think kit is the correct soccer terminology for that. But yeah, and if there are athletes that don't support the national anthem, instead of kneeling and doing that, what they can do is they can say, hey, like, I appreciate the fact that there's national anthem, but I'm not a huge fan of the war stance on things or something. These are just my thoughts. I'm recording this on YouTube as an audio podcast and I'm about to upload it. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to it and have a great day, everyone.